Welcome back, class, to class number 22. What is spirituality itself?
It's good to see you guys, or I guess it's good to be seen.
Okay, we're doing well and hope you are too. All right, we are going to be talking from the 30,000 foot point of view about what is spirituality in the first place. So we're going to go big here. And hopefully we'll expand your thinking, but also they get the sense that you are spiritual, but you got ways that you didn't know you're spiritual, or you may want to explore new ways to be spiritual.
So take all the classes that we've had up until now, take all that knowledge and all that critical thinking that you've been blessed with, hopefully,
Mm.
and kind of take that and go macro with it.
Mm-hmm.
And let's look at it as a whole. So
Yeah.
all this stuff, what does it mean overall?
Yeah. Spirituality is where the rubber meets the road. I include this graphic at the very first and the very last of this presentation because I'd like for you to find it. It's called the Tree of Contemplative Practices. I hope you'll Google that and just find that image, print it out, leave it on your refrigerator or somewhere where you see it a lot, and just look at it and study it. Because instead of the 6 ways of being religious or the 6 ways of getting saved, here you have, oh gosh,
Hmm.
one, two, three. You have
Hallelujah.
the ritual cyclical way on the bottom right. Then going up, you got the movement way, then you got the relational way, you got the activist way, people who are fighting for social justice, they're spiritual too, guys. You got the creative way, you got the generative way, and stillness way. And what do? Provide awareness and community and connection. So I hope you'll find yourself in several places on this tree of contemplative practices.
So one definition of spirituality is how your inner life meets your outer life, the inner rubber on the outer road. There's direction, movement, maybe burn marks, and it's visible.
Yeah, you can see it, you can talk about it.
Hmm.
Some of these examples would include prayers and rituals, pilgrimages, going to your religious meeting house, raising a family in the faith, keeping your virginity if that's part of your thing, not doing drugs or
Or
doing
doing
them.
drugs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so there are lots of ways to be spiritual. Where does your outer life meet your inner
Inner
life?
life.
Traditionally, spirituality means quiet, peace, calm, non-stress, and maybe we want a lot of that these days. Can I
Absolutely.
get a witness?
Right?
Yeah. Um, but is religion or spirituality only a buffer zone?
Hmm.
Only some antidote against stress? Maybe it can be, but is that all it's supposed to be?
Yeah. Does it stop there
Yeah,
or does it transcend?
yeah. Once you've gotten your head right and your heart right and your peace, what's the next step? Hmm.
Where do we go?
Yeah.
Of course, spirituality contains the word spirit. Maybe it has something to do with being inspirited or inspired.
Mhm.
That is, in our bodies, like we saw with soul, there is something in matter that animates us: the mind, the purpose, idea, God, the Holy Spirit, something that requires our attention. We have to do something.
and and that something that we cannot see motivates the bodies which we can see. So spirituality is a big topic. We're not going to exhaust it in this one class, but I wanted to get you acquainted with the terrain of what spirituality is. So the spirit quest begins with a holy thirst. Okay, you're thirsty for something, thirsty for justice, thirsty for something to help make things that aren't right to make them right. You got this drive, this best way I can call it is thirst. And
Mhm.
thirst can go 2 ways, folks.
That thirst could also be an unholy thirst, right?
We won't go into all the ways that we have got addicted or
Mhm.
transfixed or fixated on things, but there's lots of ways, and we'll let you decide with your critical thinking if that's a good thing or bad thing for your life.
And those unholy thirsts can become your spirituality.
Yeah, yeah. But the good news is that if you're thirsty for something, that's a good sign.
Mhm.
Okay, if you're thirsty for spirits, alcohol, maybe you're also thirsty for that transcendence that spirit stuff can get you.
Hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if you're just using the wrong method to get to your thirst slaked.
Which I think is one of the reasons, if we're talking about it and using the analogy of, let's say, alcohol,
Yeah.
why when people go into recovery
Hmm.
from drugs or alcohol, they find their faith, they find their spirituality
Yeah.
because they do have that thirst.
Yeah, yeah. So, but they transform the thirst to something that is not helpful into a thirst for something that is helpful.
Helpful. Yeah.
And I think the undamaged person is born with the correct thirsts.
Hmm.
We get off kilter, we get off line, we have unholy thirst. God,
Sure.
I get it, we
Yeah.
get this. But trust the soul, if we have one, to trust the body to make the right decisions about what it's really thirsty for.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And find that and run with it.
And that is connection.
Hmm.
It may be a connection with a God or a community, but trust those things. We can be thirsty for connection and meaning, like we just saw in the last slide. This slide may have everything to do with the way we live our lives or have our living or our lifestyle today. Because spirituality and religion, they have these two Venn diagrams, and they
Hmm.
have overlap. So in spirituality, where do I find meaning? If religion asks us, what practices, rites, or rituals should I follow? Spirituality raises this big question, how do I feel connected? And religions say, well, let's start with what's right and wrong, and then get in communities that are doing the right thing.
Hmm.
Spirituality will say, well, how shall I live? Well, religion is going to ask, what's true? What's
False.
false?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So you get all these ideas of connection and meaning in life through what you're committed to in your beliefs.
And I think you can live inside one of those circles without being in the overlap of the Venn diagram.
Yeah.
You can be super spiritual and
Hmm.
not have religion.
Yeah.
You can be super religious and have no spirituality.
Yeah. 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 I just don't, I get it, but I don't get the phrase that's common today. I'm spiritual, but not religious.
Hmm.
I get that. But religion is very good at providing those kind of spiritual practices that do bring that connection and meaning and guide the thirsts that we develop in life.
So to others, it is diving deeper into the world. Okay. The spiritual life does not remove us from the world, but leads us deeper into it.
Mhm.
It is saying that it doesn't take us away from it. It lets us enjoy it. It lets
Yeah.
us be part of it in a deeper, more meaningful way.
Yeah. So even if you have cancer,
Hmm.
even if you're addicted to some substance, you can still have those moments where you can go deeper.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So you're never denied the spiritual life. Never denied it. It's always there, ready for you when you're ready for it.
Okay, it contains the idea of movement toward a union or an integration. Okay, we use this in therapy and counseling all the time. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You've got the physiological needs at the bottom. Those are the things that you need to stay alive.
Mhm.
And then the safety level, the next level. And those are things that allow you to stay alive and hopefully start to thrive a little bit. Then you go to love and belonging. So now you're staying alive, you're safe in what you're doing, and now you can look a little deeper and find that love, belonging, that family or that group that you're part of. And then esteem. What do you think of yourself? How do you think of yourself? Do you like who you are? Do you want to be better at certain things? Your esteem can build in that. And then self-actualization is the top. And in therapy, we use this. If you're able to get to that point, to that self-actualized point of, hey, my life's okay. Like I don't one of the things that we always talk about is we don't have to have all this other crap, right? We don't have to have all the shiny as long as we can get to the point where we go, you know what, we're okay.
Mhm.
And to be okay, for me, you have to be spiritual.
Uh-huh. So not are you saying that having a non-spiritual existence or denying the spirituality of your body, your mind and soul means that you are half human?
Hmm. I don't know about half, but I don't think you're full.
Okay.
I don't think you're fully
Wow.
there.
Okay. So you're saying there is a soul.
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. On this slide, you can just pause it. We're not going to be here long, but you can pause it if you want to meditate on any of these words. So by now, I hope you're asking, okay, guys, what is spirituality in the first place? And this is just one slide. It could be 100 slides. We're just scratching the surface here. And we want you to engage in this class and say what's real for you. So, first of all, what is spirituality? Practices of the heart, the mind, and the body. You know, you got to have them all three. If you want to divide the body up into that way.
It's also becoming fluent in understanding the nature of so many things, the living world around us, the more than human worlds,
Mhm.
right? Thus, spirituality is a language or languages that we become fluent in to come to honest and healthy term with our worlds.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Fluency.
Hmm.
That's what we're after. To not deny the languages that are always coming at us from nature and from other people. And when you go traveling, you got other languages. There's fluency around us all the time. Can you read the room?
Mm,
Example.
right.
Okay. There's fluency in all kinds of things. And this is what spirituality is actually doing, is noticing that there's something else going around in this place and this time other than me and my stupid needs.
No matter what is
Yeah.
going on,
Yeah. Can
there's
you
always.
open yourself and get rid of your ego just long enough to understand the various fluencies in that room, in
Mhm.
that space, in that forest, in that river, on that mountain?
Yeah,
Okay. Can we do that? Basically, we're trying to make the invisible visible.
right. I mean, we're trying to hear the harmony around one,
You
and yeah,
around
well,
you.
right around one, around us, and join in that choir.
Yeah. Okay. It means knowing thyself. Hello, Socrates.
Hmm.
Knowing that we are destined with death before death comes.
Because guess what? We never get out of this alive.
That's right. But to know that we're going to die before you die. That's the critical part. And
Hmm.
if you got that question going at you every day, folks, your spirituality is quite safe. I do know that if you're thinking about what your death is, without being morbid, you're
Right,
saying there's going to be a time when I'm not going to be here.
right.
Just thinking about that and meditating on death and not being here is a pretty doggone good way of being spiritual.
Absolutely. So mindful thankfulness at all times, which I'm glad I got to say that one because for me, that's that thing I've talked about, and ad nauseum about intentional positivity.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Be thankful that you got a place to stay. It's
Mhm.
dry. May have transportation taken care of, medical taken care of. You may have all this stuff that's going right. Why do we focus on the one thing going wrong all the time? I'm not just being a willy-nilly optimist here. I'm being realist. Why should we focus on one thing going wrong when so much is going right? Perspective, folks.
Mhm.
It's a spiritual practice. As we said in our class on spirituality, it's got the word ritual in it. And that is we practice things like together, okay? Whether it's a women's group or Ganges River or these folks in the top left photograph doing something with this tree,
Mhm.
okay? Or in the movie Avatar,
Mhm.
this beautiful way of having a ritual that brings everybody together. If you haven't seen the religion of Avatar, go back and look at that. It's pretty good.
Yeah, watch it again and use what you've learned in this class
There you go.
to think about that movie.
Yeah.
Spirituality as growth and practice.
Okay.
So, I mean, think about it. We have to practice anything to get good at it.
Mhm.
So, just like for musicians or athletes or soldiers, the practice of anything brings deeper or enhanced capacity. It's almost like the more one practices, the more one can do.
Okay.
I mean, you don't see a NFL quarterback
Hmm.
who just woke up one day and said, "I'm gonna throw a ball."
Yeah.
You know?
But I like that last sentence. The more you practice, the more you can do.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying just do something and be all super active and all that, but just realize that you build up that capacity the more you ritualize something and do it every day.
And if you look at the benefits of spiritual practice over here on the right side of the slide,
Yeah.
look at the top.
Yeah.
Liberation.
Yeah.
Isn't that what, I mean, that's what I want.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, liberation from the bondness of self.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Spirituality contains the idea of maturing or changing for the better. Ellen Bass said, and I think she's right, there's a part of every living thing that wants to become itself. The tadpole into a frog, the chrysalis into the butterfly, or a damaged human being into a whole one. This is spirituality, maturing and changing for the better. Thoughts?
And yeah, I want to ask in here because it says a damaged human being into a whole one.
Mm-hmm.
Does anybody know anyone who's not damaged?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you know, maybe the first couple minutes of life. After that, yeah.
Good point. Spirituality can also mean an integrated life.
So what might this mean in an individual life where, like we said, the rubber meets the road, or in a community where everyone's on the same page and a problem confronts that group? What enhanced capacity does that group have if it's been practicing a value or a tradition?
Yeah. Yeah. So usually communities of faith practice on the right-hand side these practices: service, healing, gratitude, transformation, compassion, mindfulness, wisdom. What if you got a group that's been practicing it for years and then a problem confronts the group?
Mhm.
That group is going to be, it's just going to be a minor bump in the road compared to somebody who's not been practicing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But find a group that's not been doing that,
yeah.
or that's, here's something, been superficially doing that just to be seen.
Or just a social club.
Right.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Yeah. Then the individual personalities start to dominate.
Mhm.
We've been there. It's not fun.
No.
Some say that spirituality is just an escape for the world. Enough said.
Mhm.
It can be, but it doesn't stop there, folks.
Or maybe an escape from the body. Maybe spirituality is an escape from the body. What does one's body have to do with spirituality?
Does your body have an effect on your inner states? Hell yes.
Absolutely.
And vice versa.
Mhm.
That is, does spirituality have something to say for human beings living as females in a male world, or gay in a
Straight world, yeah.
or heteronormative world, or trans, or the minority in a majority world, or a certain color? If it doesn't have anything to say to these guys, then your spirituality is not worth 2 cents.
Nope. I would say it's dead.
Yeah, spirituality has got to be able to address every dimension of human and other than human life.
Mhm.
Is because there's fluencies everywhere, folks, and spirituality is learning those fluencies so that we understand how things actually are rather than how I actually am.
Mhm. Have you ever seen a person who has an innate connection with an animal,
Mhm.
like a horse,
Yeah.
or something? I met a guy's name was Wolf Yaxall,
Mm.
and this guy, I watched him walk up to a horse that had never been broken, had never been ridden,
Yeah.
or anything, and 10 minutes later, he hopped on the back of this thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't an issue.
Yeah.
There's something there.
There's some connection, yeah. Learning those fluencies.
This is my body. I have weather vanes. They are especially sensitive to dust storms and hurricanes. When I am nervous, my teeth chatter like a wheelbarrow collecting rain. I am rusty when I talk. It's the storm in me. The doctor said someday I might not be able to walk. It is in my blood like the iron. My mother is tough as nails. She held herself together the day she could no longer hold my niece. We said, our kneecaps are our prayer beds. Everyone can walk further on their kneecaps than they can on their feet. This is my heartbeat. Like yours, it is a hatchet. It can build a house or tear one down. My mouth is a fire escape. The words coming out cannot care that they are naked. There is something burning in here. When it burns, I hold my own shell to my ear. Listen for the parade. When I was 7, the man who played the bagpipes wore a skirt. He was from Scotland, so I wanted to move there. Wanted my spine to be the spine of an unpublished book. My faith, the first and last page. The day my ribcage became monkey bars for a girl hanging on my every word. They said, you are not allowed to love her. Tried to take me by the throat to teach me I was not a boy. I had to unlearn their prison speak. Refused to make wishes on the star on the sheriff's chest. I started wishing on the stars in the sky instead. I said to the sun, tell me about the Big Bang. The sun said, it hurts to become. I carry that hurt on the tip of my tongue and whisper, bless your heart, every chance I get, so my family tree can be sure I have not left. You do not have to leave to arrive. I am learning this slowly. So sometimes when I look in the mirror, my eyes look like the holes in the shoes of the shoe shine man. Some days my hands are busy on the wrong things. Some days I call my arms wings. While my head is in the clouds, it will take me a few more years to learn flying is not pushing away the ground, but safety isn't always safe. You can find one in every gun. I am aiming to do better. This is my body. My exhaustion pipe will never pass inspection, and still my lungs know how to breathe like a burning map. Every time I get lost behind the curtain of her hair, find me by the window, following my past to that trail of blood in the snow. The day I opened my veins, the doctor who stitched me up asked me if I did it for attention. For the record, if you have ever done anything for attention, this poem is attention. Title it with your name. It will scour the city bridge every time you stand staring at the river. It never wants to find your body doing anything but loving what it loves. Love what you love. Say, this is my body. It is no one's but mine. This is my nervous system, my wanting blood, my half-tamed addictions, my tongue tied up like a ball of Christmas lights. If you put a star on the top of my tree, make sure it's a star that fell. Make sure it hit bottom like a tambourine, because all these words are stories for the staircase to the top of my lungs, where I sing what hurts and the echo comes back. Bless your heart. Bless your holy kneecaps. They are so smart. You are so full of rain. There is so much that is growing. Hallelujah to your weather veins. Hallelujah to the ache, to the pull, to the pain, to the fall. Hallelujah to the grace in the body, in every cell of us all.
To some people, spirituality is diving deeper into the world. That is, spirituality does not remove us from the world. It just leads us deeper into it. Okay, it may lead you into a protest, as you see on the bottom left, or to a lunch counter. Just the act, just the ritual of ordering lunch change things so much, because you're a place where you're not welcome,
Right.
and you say, "Oh,
Nope.
yes, we are
Yeah, I
welcome.
am.
I'm a child of God too."
Yep, I'm here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think spirituality is the only way to live a whole and rich and full life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and for some people, you may get arrested for it.
Yep.
I said at the beginning that this tree of contemplative practices will show up again, and here it is again. And again, I urge you to print it out and put it in a place where you'll see every time that you are awake. And that's all I'm going to say about this one, and we'll go to the next slide when you're ready.
So let's ask, when was the last time that you were spiritual or saw someone being spiritual?
What were they doing?
What did it look like to you? What did it feel like to watch them?
Could you see the connections to the community, individuals to making a community? When was that last time you saw or were spiritual? What did it do for you? Hang on to that.
Did you walk away from it and think, I'm a little better now?
Yeah.
Because I saw that. Or I want to be more like what I just saw.
I should do this more often.
Yeah, exactly.
And something else less often.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Offset.
Yeah. This is another one of those slides where you can pause and just look. I want you to ask yourself which picture is not being spiritual.
Or are all of them somehow
Oh,
spiritual?
you're not supposed to give the answer.
I'm sorry.
Come on, man.
God, I gave it away.
God, this is a class.
Oh,
There's going to be a test.
well, I wanted to help people cheat.
All right.
So thanks, guys, for attending our class again today, Technicolor Dreamcoat of Religion. We appreciate your time. We're glad you're here. Next time,
We're going to look at spirituality from the 30-foot level. And we're going to examine 4 people who had 4 sacred paths. And I think you'll know most of them, or know of them, and hope you enjoy it. And maybe it'll help you understand yourself on a sacred path, and that you are a sacred person yourself because you are spiritual.
as always, if you have any questions, comments, criticisms, if you want to bitch at us, you want to tell us that you're no longer someone's bitch, Mark's information is in the show notes. And
Okay.
I'm Chandler.
Yes, we'd love to hear stories of you being liberated from being someone's bitch.
Right.
Everybody's got that story, I hope. All right. We love you. Bye-bye.
See ya.